Hello, my loves. Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. How are ya? Oh, it's been a couple of days. I guess I didn't come on yesterday. I'm thinking. I know I went Facebook and I did my Etsy and I did my Printify and uh, family stuff and all that, but I did not do YouTube yesterday. Um, well, for one thing is I struggle with this video stuff so much that I really don't like using it until I get better quality. And y'all, something has happened to my money. I went in there this morning, or actually, I knew something was wrong last night when I tried to use it on. And this is not a paid for promotion, but I love Ancestry.com, and I went on there last night and was going to use money to re-up my thing that I have with them, and my card would not do it. So I thought, well, there's some sort of online freeze, something, some sort of setting that's on there that I need to change, because uh, who doesn't need to do something online occasionally, right? But anyhow, I couldn't do that. So today I go to the dollar store. I'm going to go run grab some socks. My family's going to Alabama for what's left of the weekend and visiting with their grandfather and hanging out there. And my son's going to be doing some work around his place. And um, so anyhow, I went there and didn't have any problems, but I thought, well, I'm just going to stop by the bank and check the balance on this thing and see what's going on. And there was, I think, $70 in there, which there should have been around $300 in there. So something's happened to my money. Um, my suggestion is, um, I just don't know. I don't have one, because if you want to move forward in this old world, you need to be able to do some things online. You can't just, um, well, I guess you can. I guess you can not do any of it. I guess you can not be involved online, but I don't like that. I want to be able to be online without being taken advantage of. I prefer to be able to live in the modern life without just being raked over the coals. And I think what's happened, something that I filled out online, uh, probably, I'm guessing maybe, shoot, I can't think right this second. Something that I filled out, trial membership, something like that has gone, and they charged a year's thing for it instead of a monthly thing, because they like to do that, charge a monthly rate and do a year's worth of premium at one time. And it's my guess that somebody has done something like that instead of a monthly thing. So I'm just going to have to cancel my card altogether and start all over. I hear my son, that's the Mustang. He's got I don't know what year it is, Mustang, but I always hear him going and coming. That's kind of his little, you hear that? That's him saying, bye, Mom. We'll see you later. He does that when he gets home so that everybody will greet him when he comes in the door. He loves that. But the dogs will usually be going crazy. Y'all probably been on here with me when he gets home. But what I wanted to talk to you about this morning is, um, I've had times in my life where I was very confident, not arrogant. I'm talking about things didn't bother me, like, oh, let's see. I just was comfortable in my own skin. I didn't need someone's approval. I didn't need someone's praise. I didn't need somebody to tell me positive things about myself for me to be okay, for me to be encouraged, or for me to be positive in the world, or for me to be. I didn't feel the need to be fed all the time by others. And then now I find that every little girl I get, I'm like a puppy with getting their first treat. Oh, yay, yay, thank you, thank you, thank you. you know, and that, as proud as I am about that, I guess that's good, as long as I don't let it be where that's the only time I feel okay is when I'm getting praises from others. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be. Um, I want to be comfortable in my own skin. I want to be confident, but I don't want to be arrogant. I've never been arrogant. I just don't. I'm just not. I believe I'm just like you are. I believe I put my pants on just like you. And that's to say that if yours might be linen and mine might be cotton, I still put my breeches on the same way you do. If yours are holy and dingy, I still put mine on the same way you do. I believe that we should treat each other the same. We've talked about that, but I'm talking about the way you feel on the inside. Um, what makes us, I know what makes us become needy is the devil himself. If nothing else, it's something he creates, but it's also things that we've been through, make us feel like we need somebody to hold us up, like we need someone else to encourage us. Um, so, and I know that's okay because I know that we are supposed to encourage each other. And so I know that it's okay for me to take encouragement. If God gives direction, then it's okay for me to accept what comes from that. So if He tells me to go be kind to somebody, then it's okay for that person to accept that kindness. You don't have to turn kindness away. So don't uh, don't turn kindness away. Don't turn kindness away. Take it as if it's from God, as if it's from God, because it is. All good things come from God. So it's okay to accept, that little old lady that says, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And you can say, "Oh, thank you so much. You are too." We can lift each other up. It's okay. Um, but that's what I was wondering, are you at a place that you're comfortable in a crowd? Are you comfortable in a crowd? There's lots of reasons you could not be comfortable in a crowd. Fear is one. Self-conscious, low self-esteem um, is another. But there's something I've experienced in the past, and it doesn't come from those two things. It doesn't come from low self-esteem, and it doesn't come from fear. It comes from, I don't know where it comes from. That's what I want you to help me to figure out. Where does this lack of uh, lack of comfort, but that's not what I'm looking for. But where does this it feels like lack of self-esteem, but I don't think it's a lack of self-esteem. It feels like, I don't know what it feels like. I want y'all to help me figure out what it feels like. Do you ever feel like you stick out like a sore thumb? Do you ever feel like a sore thumb in the middle of a million people? You think everybody's looking at you. Like a teenager gets. Everybody's looking at them when they walk in the room. They know that whole crowd stops and turns and looks at them when they walk in somewhere. And so where does that come from? It's not from lack of knowledge, because I know that I know that I'm God's child. I know all the positives. So all I can think is it's just a spirit that nags at you, that keeps your self-confidence, or it's not self-confidence, keeps you from bubbling out. It keeps you, oh yeah, it smothers. It smothers. That's what it does. It smothers the good in you and keeps it pushed down so that you don't use it for God. So you can't be used. Yeah, that's what it is. So you can't be used by God. That's what it is. That's the whole purpose. So, see there, we just figured it out together. So, the devil makes you uncomfortable Okay, that's what it is. He makes you uncomfortable. Because let's just say you're from off the streets and you get cleaned up and you look nice and you smell nice and you are acting nice. Your teeth are clean, your hair is clean, your nails are clean. Nobody would know you if you walked into a strange place, or let's say you went back 10 years, or let's say you go to a class reunion or whatever, and you walk in there, nobody's going to know that you are on the streets, right? I mean, let's just say um, class reunion. Okay, so you've come into a class reunion. Let's just say nobody knows you've been homeless, but no one knows. But what are you going to act like? What's going to give it away? How are you going to act? I can tell you by the way we act is going to give away that there's something that's been wrong, because we come out of um, we we come out of, say, where was it, they walked 40 years round and round in a circle in the desert, so we can come out of the desert and still act like we're in the desert. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. And still act like we are still in the desert. And now, who knows how to spell desert? I do. How I remember desert from dessert is dessert has two S's, two good helpings of some yum yum, and then desert is a very dry place with no extra yum yums. So that's what I think I just figured out, is that the devil is the one who fools us into thinking that we stink and that we aren't pretty and that we aren't good enough and that we need to be still lifted up and cleaned up. So that feeling of still needing to be lifted up and cleaned up, if it's more than likely it's just the devil. But I'm sure there's still things we need to clean up in our lives and still things we need to get right and do. I'm sure that's some of it too, but that our to-do list is not done yet. I know that in cleaning up our lives or coming from a dark place or a bad place, we can feel shut down. So this is what I'm trying to say is, don't let the devil steal your joy and your victory. But don't forget to give your testimony, because in the Bible it says that your victory in your salvation, I don't know if it says salvation, it says that your testimony is your victory. So what you need to do is find a place in your life, an avenue in your life, um, to give your testimony. Don't get so cleaned up. Don't get so cleaned up that you don't give your testimony or act out. Don't give or act out your victory, your testimony, right? So that's what the devil's doing when you're still feeling not cleaned up and not worthy, or not knowing what to do, or not knowing uh, what to do. Those are all just normal places, regular places, normal, regular places that you find yourself and that you want to come out of. And it may have taken one giant step to get out, but now it's going to take baby steps. Baby steps. And that can be so frustrating to me waiting on the next move or the next person, uh, your next your next um, your next step can be scary, frustrating, and full of lies from the devil. To say, things like, well, first of all, let's put full of lies from your past and the devil. So what we need to do is walk into that gymnasium cleaned up and spiffed up, knowing that we are cleaned up and spiffed up on the inside. So we're getting clean on the outside, and we're getting clean on the inside. And we've got to not listen to the devil tell you, they're thinking such and such. They're thinking that you don't belong here. Okay? You don't belong. Where do you belong? You belong right there in the middle, on the top middle aisle, standing up with your hands lifted high, because you've just come through a very long, dry, battlefield, um, slop pen, pig pen. That's a P-I-N, not a P-E-N. When the uh, prodigal son came home, I'm sure he stopped along the way in the creek, hopefully. Uh, did he clean up before he came home, y'all reckon? Do you suppose he cleaned up before he came home? But do you suppose that he might have needed a nice long bath, and he might have needed some baths every day to make up for all those that he didn't get when he was out there in the desert, in the pen, in the all the wrong places at the wrong, all the wrong places. So it's a process. So it's a jump. It's a process, but it's victory. Whatever it is that you're going through after you came out, it's your victory, because God's not holding a grudge. God does not hold grudges. We do. People do, right? And we hold them against ourselves, oh, y'all, I'm looking at a beautiful picture. It looks like the Rhine running through Italy, maybe. Does that sound right? Isn't that what runs through Paris, France? Oh, it's just beautiful. The gondoliers, but it's a quiet picture with just one part in like a small alley, so to speak. You know how we have back alleys and stuff? It looks like they've pulled their gondolier in and parked it. It's beautiful. I want to go to Europe again. I went as a young woman, and I had a small child, so I didn't get to do everything like I wanted to. But I sure would love to go over there and go into the castles and go into the little key shops, one owner key, type places. I used to love to do that, and when I lived in Europe, I would go into the marketplace, and I would buy my flowers in one store, I would buy my meats in another store, and I would buy uh, just different things in different stores, and I absolutely loved that. And I got fresh flowers every week, and I lived on Main Street in West Germany. I think of the name. Herzogenaurach was the name of the little town that was a small base affiliated with Nuremberg, West Germany's large base, very large base. So I always liked to live out on the economy, is what they called it. I always lived off base. I never wanted to live in housing. I wanted to have the experience of being out with the people of where we lived. Um, we lived in two different places when we were in West Germany. One was out in the country, and when we first got there, it was on Main Street. So I could smell the Bäckerei, the bakery, every day, baking the fresh bread and the pastries. And we lived down the street from a winery. That's not a place where you go to wine. You like that? Um, there was just everything right there in town. And y'all, a town shuts down from about 12 to 2 in Germany, and then it shuts down for the holidays a good 2 weeks. So you need to be prepared if you go over there. You better be prepared for. They don't have all night gas stations and 11 o'clock McDonald's or all night McDonald's, or they don't have all that stuff. You have to be more prepared, and usually you have a smaller, you don't have a big pantry and a big freezer like us country girls are used to. We're used to being able to stock up, and you can't do all that. So you have to prepare for, like, around Christmas time, everything's just shut down except for base. Obviously they don't shut down there until closer to Christmas. I don't know exactly when, but so we have to be prepared is what I'm getting at. Even if God, and even because God has brought us from this particular place, and then we find ourselves in this particular place, we have to just keep cleaning ourselves up, and we just get shinier and new. We get shinier and shinier, but never forget that to keep that heart clean, you've got to practice clean habits. And one of those clean habits is to be kind to others. It's your job to. So, okay, this is it. Why are you cleaning up? Why do we clean up? And I mean clean up our lives, clean up our spiritualness, clean up our house, our home, our body, all those kinds of things. But what is it? Sorry, guys. Why do we clean up? And I'm live on video on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Are we gonna work? Okay. Can you close my door where I can finish up? Okay. All right. So we're not working today. We're supposed to tear my room apart and get my desk out of here and all that artsy stuff out, and get this bed out and get me another bed put in. But I guess now it's going to be raining, so we can't do that. That makes me sad. I keep holding my breath and waiting. Maybe one day it'll happen. Anyways, I'm going to get off here because I'm getting Sheila and Ricky. Or Ricky's here. Sheila's going to be here. And so I've got to get busy. Or I may not be getting busy. Anyways, I love y'all. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for. I can't see comments. I've done something. I must have turned them off. I'm going to start trying to be here at 10:30 every day. If I'm not here, I'm on Facebook 10:30 every day. So one or the other. I'll be Facebook, which is Alicia Davidson Brown or Alicia Darlene Brown. You can find me on Facebook. I go live there every day. And I try to go live here every day, but I don't do it as much because my equipment is not what I would like for it to be. And that will change. I'm going to have to just cancel my card so it don't keep eating my money. I don't know what's going on there. So now I have to wait again till a long time from now when I get paid again, and hopefully there'll be money then for a camera, unless I can find one in the meantime. Maybe someone's not using it anymore and they might sell it to me cheap, or let me get it for them until I get paid on the 1st or something. Maybe. I know the good Lord will send it my way if he wants me to have it. So I'm asking you for a better camera, Lord. Y'all send me stars. Oh no, that's on Facebook. I can't monetize anything on here yet. I am having. I have created a Etsy page, and I am putting clothing and candles and mouse pads and any number of things on there that you can put your own design in, your own words, your own language. But I have some that are a little clothing line that my grandchildren, I'm starting for them. So y'all come see me over on Etsy. It's Alicia's, Alecias, Alicia's for you. It's like one running word, but it's the number 4. Alicia's, the number 4, the letter U. So it's Alicia's for you, but it's the number 4 and the letter U. So it's Alicia's for you. Okay? Come see me over there. I think my shop's empty at this point. I don't think it even shows the clothing line that I've got set up. So just keep watching for it to get better. Y'all just keep hanging in there with me, if you will. Forgive me for my shortcomings. Forgive me where I fail you. And leave comments. I'll find them eventually. I'll find them after the fact. I'm just a little bit slow on here. Y'all be kind to me, please. I love you. I need you. I want you. You are my therapy. You are how I get through losing a child. You are how I get through getting to where I feel useful, where I have joy, so that I know that I'm doing something with where God has put me in my life. So the loss of my child, I'm hoping that I'm ministering to and helping someone to keep trying and not giving up and keep kicking and not laying down and just letting death take you over. Do not isolate any more than you have to. Get out once a week, twice a week. Go somewhere where people don't know you. You don't have to go where they know you. You can go where no one's going to be talking to you about anything. But hey, isn't that a pretty cucumber over there? God bless you. Y'all hang in there. Leave me comments. Leave me thumbs up, smiley faces, hearts, emojis, whatever you feel compelled to do. And because it encourages me to know that you are out there. You are benefiting from us visiting some kind of way. Be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't quit. You can do this. You can. You don't want to. I know you don't want to, but you can. You can find new friends. You can find a new house, a new career, a new job, you can start over. It's not over till the fat lady sings, right? Okay, so God bless you. Just let me know how you're doing, okay? Let me know how you're doing. And y'all don't call me and don't send group things, because I just automatically don't look, because that usually means it's sexual oriented, and that's why I don't take phone calls, because I've seen too many privates. And I used the D word yesterday, and I feel so bad about it, because I don't think it was appropriate on my page for me to use explicit language, and I did, and I apologize for that. I used the D word. And honey, let me tell you, a lot worse come out of my mouth before, but I am asking for forgiveness for my rudeness. And I love y'all, and I'll talk to you later. I'll be back on here after a while, I promise. Don't give up. Just keep trying. You can do this, I promise. You don't want to.